Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be tackling a very strange Ninjago news topic, but also one that does bring good news as well. So basically this news involves Ninjago Shatter, which, in case you guys do not know, is a canon Ninjago comic taking place a long time ago, following a younger Garmadon venturing into the wilderness to learn the secrets of Shatter. This comic series has had a very, very rough release, with the first 2 issues releasing with a ton of delays, and issues 3 through 5 have yet to see the light of day and have been more or less cancelled, at least in terms of their individual releases. Every single issue, issues 1 through 5, will be releasing in its own volume, basically a whole Shatter collection releasing later this month. However, the weird part is this book, if you will, featuring all 5 issues, the entire Shatter storyline, is already out, and I've already purchased it. Now, according to the company that actually makes the Shatter comic here, the official release is later this month on May 28th. However, Barnes & Noble has already put out the entire thing digitally, and you are able to buy the entire thing right now, and I have. Paid roughly $13 to buy the entire thing digitally. I have every single part of this storyline. However, I don't know if I'm going to talk about it yet, considering that technically the official release date has not yet been met. So as a result, because LEGO has been super strict with their copyright strikes and whatnot over the last few weeks here, following all the Season 3 Part 2 leaks, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show anything from this comic until that date. However, you can purchase the entire Volume 1 through Barnes & Noble, at least here in the US you can. So I guess do that if you would like to, and obviously I will be covering issues 3 through 5 more extensively when that release date rolls around later this month. It's just right now I'm trying to play it safe. However, the good news that comes from this very weird situation is that we are apparently getting more comics centered around Garmadon, or at least that's what the end of Shatter implies. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be showing anything from issues 3 through 5, like I said, until that official date is met. However, the Shatter storyline ends with a tease that Garmadon will return, featuring the same font as the Garmadon comic that came out a few years ago. In case you guys don't recall, that comic series was another canon Garmadon spin-off, this time focused on Garmadon between March of the Oni and Ninjago Crystallized. So in my opinion, this means that we are definitely getting more of that series, or maybe an entirely new comic series focused on Garmadon. Maybe when it's all said and done, Garmadon will have a trilogy of comics dedicated just to him. First Garmadon, then Shatter, now something else? But what exactly would it be? Well, if I had it my way, I personally would love to see a comic series set after the merge and, post-crystallized, all of that good stuff, centered on Garmadon, again, after the merge. Maybe exploring the merged lands. I think that would be an awesome way to not only explain where Garmadon has been this entire time, but also possibly set up his return in Dragon's Rising itself. Remember, these comics are all canon, tying into the main Ninjago storyline. They do matter. So this new comic, again, could set up Garmadon returning in Dragon's Rising. I just hope this time around they actually blend the storylines of the comic and the show a little bit better. That was one of the biggest criticisms that myself and many other Ninjago fans had back when the first Garmadon comic came out. It was obvious that the comic and the show, despite both being canon, were kind of just doing their own things. And when it came time for Garmadon to return to the Ninjago series itself in Crystallized, it didn't really have the smoothest transition, but it does sound like that we are getting another Garmadon comic in the future, and I for one am very much looking forward to that. So until next time guys, thank you so much for watching. Just a quick video covering some recent news surrounding Ninjago Shatter. Like I said, I will be covering this series more extensively later this month when that official release date happens, maybe even sooner than that. I mean, right now my physical copy that I've ordered on Amazon and have had ordered for about a year now, is supposed to be out by next week. So if I get that in the mail, I will talk about the comic sooner rather than later. Let's just play it by ear, see what happens. So like I said, leave all of your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.